We've all been there. The lights flicker. Maybe there's a storm raging outside and then darkness. But what happens when that darkness isn't a temporary inconvenience? What happens when the power grid goes down and we're talking about surviving not hours, but days, weeks, even a month without those basic necessities we take for granted? I've learned that survival isn't about luck. It's about preparation. It's about knowing what to do, what to have, and how to adapt when the unexpected hits. In this video, we're going to strip survival down to its bare essentials and equip you with the knowledge to not just weather this storm, but to conquer it. Here are 8 must-have items to have on hand. Out in the wild, the first order of business is always securing food and water. Your body can go without a lot, but not without sustenance. We need calorie-dense, long-lasting provisions to keep you going. Think canned goods, hearty soups, vegetables, anything nutritious. Dried fruits, nuts, and trail mix are great for energy boosts. Calories equal energy, essential to stay active. Water is even more crucial. Dehydration can cripple you fast. Aim for 1 gallon per person per day. Water purification tablets are lifesavers, neutralizing bacteria. A bad case of dysentery is the last thing you want. Procuring and purifying water is an ongoing task. Make it part of your daily routine, just like foraging for food. Out in the wilderness, injuries happen. It's all part of the adventure, right? But when the grid's down, even a minor cut can turn nasty without the proper care. That's why a well-stocked first aid kit is non-negotiable. We're not talking just Band-Aids and antiseptic wipes here, people. We're talking gauze, medical tape, pain relievers, antidiarrheals, the works. You need to be prepared to handle everything from minor cuts and burns to sprains and potential infections. And don't forget about essential medications. If you rely on daily prescriptions, stock up. A 30-day supply could be a lifesaver. Remember, knowledge is power. Familiarize yourself with basic first aid. You never know when you might need to patch yourself or someone else up. Now let's talk about light. When the sun sets, darkness descends, and that's when things can get disorienting, even dangerous. That's why flashlights aren't just a luxury, they're a necessity. And don't skimp on batteries. Keep a stash of fresh ones and consider investing in rechargeable batteries and a solar charger. Remember, conserving energy is crucial. Use your flashlight sparingly, only when absolutely necessary. Embrace the darkness, but be prepared to fight it back when you need to. Okay, so the power grid's down. That means no more fridge humming, no more lights flicking on with the flick of a switch. But there's a way to claw back some of that lost comfort and convenience, and it comes in the form of a portable generator. Now, a generator's an investment, no doubt. But when it comes to powering essential appliances, it's worth its weight in gold. We're talking about keeping the fridge running to preserve perishable food, powering a small heater during those chilly nights, or even charging up those essential communication devices. But remember, a generator's only as good as the fuel you can provide it. Stock up on gasoline and store it safely away from any potential hazards. And just like with flashlights, conserve energy. Don't go powering every appliance in your house. Prioritize what's essential: food preservation, basic lighting, and crucial communication. Remember, we're aiming for sustainability here, not luxury. Chapter 4, Staying Warm, Battling the Elements. We often take for granted the simple luxury of a warm home, but when the power grid goes down, maintaining that warmth becomes a survival imperative. Remember, hypothermia is a real threat, even in mild climates when the power's out for an extended period. That's why you need to equip yourself for the elements as if you were braving a cold night in the wilderness. We're talking layers, people. Think thermal underwear, fleece jackets, wool socks, anything that traps heat and keeps those chills at bay. And don't forget a good hat. You lose a surprising amount of body heat through your head. Blankets and sleeping bags are your best friends when the mercury drops. Huddle together for warmth and consider creating a designated warm room in your home, a small insulated space where you can conserve body heat. And here's a wilderness survival tip: hand warmers. Those little packets of chemical warmth can be lifesavers, literally. Keep a stash of them in your emergency kit. They're lightweight, easy to use, and can make all the difference when it comes to staving off the cold. Chapter 5. Communication is key. Staying informed and connected in the wild, silence can be golden. But when it comes to a power grid shutdown, information is power. You need to know what's happening, where to find help, and how to connect with loved ones. That's where communication devices become absolutely critical. Now forget about relying on your smartphone. When the battery dies, so does your connection to the outside world. We need something more reliable, something that can tap into the airwaves even when the grid's gone dark. A battery-powered or even better, a hand-crank weather radio is your lifeline to the outside world. It'll keep you updated on weather conditions, emergency broadcasts, and any news regarding the power outage. Trust me, information is crucial in a crisis, and while it might seem like a relic of the past, a good old-fashioned AM/FM radio can also be a lifesaver. Keep a stash of extra batteries for both. And if you really want to be prepared, consider investing in a satellite phone. They're pricey, yes, but they can connect you anywhere in the world, power grid or no power grid. Chapter 6 Cash is King, being prepared in a cashless world. We live in a digital age where swiping a card or tapping our phones has become second nature. But when the power grid goes down, so does the digital infrastructure that underpins our financial transactions. Suddenly, that credit card in your wallet is about as useful as a dead leaf. That's why having a stash of cold, hard cash is absolutely essential in a grid-down scenario. We're not talking about breaking the bank here, but having a few $100s in small denominations, ones, fives, tens, can be a lifesaver when it comes to bartering for goods or services. Think about it. If the power's out for an extended period, local businesses might be willing to make transactions off the grid, but they're going to want cash. And let's be honest, a little bit of cash goes a long way in an emergency situation. It can be the difference between securing essential supplies or going without. But it's not just about having cash on hand, it's about keeping it safe and secure. A waterproof container tucked away in a safe place in your home is essential. Chapter 7. Important documents safeguarding your identity and essentials. In a survival situation, it's easy to focus on the immediate needs: food, water, shelter. But there's another layer of preparedness that's often overlooked, and that's safeguarding your important documents. Think about it, your driver's license, passport, birth certificate, insurance information. These are all vital pieces of your identity and security. Now, imagine losing them in a grid-down scenario. It's a recipe for disaster. That's why it's crucial to create a waterproof and fireproof document pouch. Scan copies of your essential documents, print them out, and store them securely in this pouch. We're talking identification, medical records, insurance policies, property deeds, the works. And here's a pro tip. Include a list of emergency contacts, both local and out of state, in case you need to reach loved ones or need assistance. This document pouch becomes your portable safety net, ensuring that no matter what happens, you have the essential paperwork to prove your identity, access vital services, and reconnect with loved ones. Chapter 8. The Human Element, Community, and Preparedness. We've covered a lot of ground, from securing essential supplies to mastering basic survival skills. But there's one crucial element that we haven't touched on yet, and that's the human element. Because let's face it, surviving a 30-day power grid shutdown isn't just about having the right gear. It's about having the right mindset and the right people by your side. Out in the wild, I've learned that teamwork can be the difference between life and death. And the same principle applies to weathering a crisis at home. Connect with your neighbors, share your knowledge and resources, and establish a support system. Remember, there's strength in numbers. Organize neighborhood watch groups, share information about potential hazards, and look out for one another, especially the elderly or those with special needs. In a crisis, community becomes our lifeline. It's about coming together, supporting one another, and facing whatever challenges come our way with courage, resilience, and a shared sense of purpose. Outro: 30 days, 8 essentials, 1 chance to prepare. So there you have it. 8 essential items that could mean the difference between weathering a 30-day power grid shutdown and being caught completely off guard. Remember, preparation is key. Don't wait until the lights go out to start thinking about survival. Start building your emergency kit today. Familiarize yourself with these essential skills and connect with your community. Because when the grid goes down, it's not about panicking. It's about relying on your instincts, your knowledge, and the strength of those around you. Stay prepared, stay informed, and most importantly, stay safe. Because out there in the darkness, it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving. By having these essential preps in place, you can better weather a 30-day power grid shutdown and ensure the safety and well-being of yourself and your loved ones. Stay prepared and stay safe.